I'm looking forward to this celebration tonight very much. It's been planned for a couple of 3 months now. Sean Brown wrote to me after the news of the prize was announced, saying that the club would like to mark the occasion, and I, in the meantime, have been to Stockholm, which was a very elevated and great event. But this evening has its greatness in a different kind of way. It's a kind of confirmation on the home ground of what was said from the outside, and I am looking forward to going, I must say. One of the things that is good about the audience this evening is that it comes from all sides of the parish and all sides of the community, and I feel that this is within myself. I grew up in at the Castledawson end of the parish of Bellaghy. Until the age of 12, I lived there entirely, up round Tamniarn, Broch, on the verges of Anahorish, Leitrim, a place called Moss Bon, near the hill head. So my whole first memories and my whole affections as a child are around that part, and that extends then to the Castledawson Club, because my loyalties as a schoolboy footballer were to Anahorish School, but not to Newbridge Football Club. And then in my teens I played for Castledawson Miners, and that was my community. Those were my companions that I played with. My family moved to this end of the parish when I was at St Colum's College. I was away as a boarder, and while the rest of the boys and girls here went to school around Ballynice and Bellaghy, I never actually went to school in this district, and I was, in a sense, out of the place by the time my family landed here. So I never got connected up with Bellaghy Club in the same way, although I became part of the kind of general flow of support for the club, but never played for it, and I kind of stride between the blue jerseys of Bellaghy and the white jerseys of Castledawson. One of the things that I'll be saying tonight about that whole question of Bellaghy and Castledawson is that my athletic relationships with GA were in Castledawson. That's where I played the football. But my, if you like, cultural relations were with Bellaghy Club. I was very much part of the drama society here, and I was on the stage with many old hands and people who'll be here this evening. I also was involved in emceeing at the Cayleys in the club rooms years ago, and Old Stone Hall. And as a matter of fact, got one of the first poetical jobs I did was to make up rhymes, along with Brian Toner and Gerald McCann and Patsy Brown, rhymes for the treasure hunts. So the activities were divided out between St Malachy's and Wolftones in that way.
In the poem Digging, you say that your grandfather cut the most turf in a day in Toner's Bog. Seamus, would you have cut many turf yourself?
I said in a poem that I exchanged the spade for the pen. I never did cut turf, no, but I actually worked in the moss quite a bit, and I was more at the footing and Castlin and Ricklin and Clampin that I did my work, but never cut and never threw it out or borrowed it, no.
Aye, this is the house here that Seamus was born on, reared here too.
And how far would it be from here to the school?
Oh, it's 2 mile or more. Aye, 2.5 mile.
It was a brave walk.
It was a brave walk at that time. It's the road there. That takes you out on the Bellaghy Road, and the school is just about a quarter of a mile down the right hand side. And the top of the one, it's not a civil one.
Seamus went to Anahorish School, which has since moved to a new site.
I started to write poetry after I left the university. I was out of Moss Bon, I was out of the wood at the time. Those are the two homes that I had here. Moss Bon at the upper end of the district, and the wood where my father's uncle Hughie lived, where we moved in the early 50s. But it was when I was removed from both those places and living in Belfast, when I was outside looking in and a bit forward in time, looking back in time, that the memories came up. And I suppose it was a combination. I began to write because of a combination of what I had experienced in those places and what I had read after I left. I mean, reading poetry, reading modern poetry, reading modern Irish poetry was very important. So there was the old deposits of memory put through the sieve of my reading, and that's how it started.